Hey, you're listening to Bookmark My Words. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Sarah.
As always, please like, share, follow. Helps the algorithm and gets us out there and lets us share, books with everybody. Makes people read. So, um, before we get started, how was your week?
Raylan had his last soccer game. We wrapped up that season. We found out this year, though, the team is going to do one last practice and they're going to do a parents versus
I
kids.
wondered if they were going to do that again.
So, that's why he's not got his trophy or anything. And he's pretty pumped about that. And his coach said that she was going to make Andy be in the goal.
That's funny. So you don't got to do it.
No.
Yay.
I might, though. It was pretty fun last time I did it. But we'll see how many participants there are. But so, yeah, we had a last soccer game. Froze to death.
Yeah.
Because fall weather's finally here, which I'm incredibly thankful for, but it was cold. Then we, like you said, Relay for Life, which was also very cold, and trunk or treat at the state park, which is always a good time. I love how they go all out on their campsites and
Yeah, we don't have like real trick-or-treating here, like how some in bigger cities.
very few neighborhoods do it around here.
We don't really have many neighborhoods, so they do trunk or treats everywhere. So happy future Halloween. And if I can finish this one book that I'm reading, I might drop a surprise episode, just a solo one. That kind of depends on a lot of stuff. So don't
Hold your breath.
hold your breath just in case, because I do have work and stuff. But it's a pretty funny book.
What did you do this week?
Pretty much the same thing you did. I went and took, hopefully, my last praxis test. It was for teaching reading. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I have no idea how I did.
That's fine.
Because there was written essay parts to it, and I wasn't prepared for this one question, and it really threw me off. The other two were fine. And then it's like I told Mom, I said it was really funny. One of the essay questions had my name in it. Oh, the student in this third grade class, Stephanie, and I was like, talking about me. And then it was really funny because she had the exact same problems I did in third grade.
Oh,
Had a problem with fluency and comprehension. And I was like, oh, me too, girl.
I understand.
I was like, I know they've got me on recording going, because I was like, oh, this is literally me. And I was like, I wonder if they take kids,
their files,
like their files, and use them as examples. Am I an example?
Okay,
I don't know.
so I could see them doing that, but the fact that you got it
So weird.
is wild.
Yeah. I was just like, spelled the
But
exact
they
same name.
might.
Yeah, I have no idea if I did well or not.
It's fine.
It was all a blur. And then it was really funny. I came home and I took like a 3-hour nap. I mean, I didn't stay up the night before, obviously.
You probably just didn't rest as well as you.
I was gonna say,
Typically.
I got home and I almost got like, literally just like what I like to call brain tired. I wasn't physically tired, like my brain just hurt. So I went and took a nap, and around like 2 o'clock, I jumped up and I started running downstairs because I thought I was late for my test.
Oh,
And I got halfway down the stairs and I went, wait a minute, we've already done this.
we've already. Yeah,
And I
this is what we're done
literally
with.
came back up here and went back to sleep for another hour. And then we went trick-or-treating. So we are going to continue our killer reads. It's not going to be on a particular book because obviously I had to study for my praxis test. So all extra time I got between doing job number 1 and job number 2 was studying.
And the book I'm reading, I'm really struggling on.
It sounds like it wasn't.
And I don't want to say it's not murdery enough because that's mean because it's a
It
true
wasn't
story.
written.
It was I don't like the writing style.
Yeah, it wasn't written as an attention grabber.
Yes, it was not.
It's an informal text.
That jumps around.
See, that would bother. That would.
Like, I found out one husband died, but then now we're back in the past again. And it's like.
See, that with it being a real murder case, that would bother me.
Like, I don't. Like, what? You didn't tell me about the dead husband. Like.
What happened?
Like, what happened?
Where'd he go? Who is he?
We're just dead. And now, I don't know. I'm just frustrated at not reading it very well. And I've even read a book by this author before, and I don't want to say enjoyed it because here again, it was a true crime and it was a tough read, but
Yeah, you weren't entertained or
yeah, but it was one that I
interesting.
had to find out what was gonna happen. It was an abusive mother, and I had to find out what was gonna
Oh,
happen to
yeah,
that mother,
that one.
is really what it was. So his style from that book to this book, big change. I don't know what happened, but I'm not a fan.
That's okay.
So
The book I'm currently listening to, I found this. It was ironically, I bought the physical book a few weeks back. I thought, huh, that looks interesting because the red letters of American Predator just like jumped out at
just
me.
drew her in.
Just like went, hey. And then also I just love Penguin.
I like Penguin
Yeah.
stuff that's
What is it?
published by
Yeah, just
Penguin.
Penguin books. So I was like, well, I do always like Penguin books.
I don't know that I've ever picked up a Penguin book that I did not like. They've got a good publishing.
Um, but this is the one I'm currently listening. I'm listening to two at the same time. This is one, and whenever it gets a little heavy for me, I switch over to the other one because the other one's a little funny. Because it's fictional. This one's real. American Predator: The Hunt for the Most Meticulous Serial Killer of the 21st Century by Reen Callahan. Most people have never heard of Israel Keyes, yet he is the most ambitious and terrifying serial killer in the modern history. Described by the FBI's top criminal minds as unprecedented and by one of the prosecutors as a force of pure evil. Keys struck all over the United States, stashing kill kits in remote locations, traveling thousands of miles to hunt. Keys had no victim profile, and in mere hours disposing of bodies in another state. Then he would return to Alaska, resuming life as a reasonable construction worker devoted to his only daughter. The accumulation of years of research and reporting, Predator uncovers the true story leading to Key's capture the FBI doesn't want you to hear and takes us into the chilling, nightmarish mind of a relentless killer. I just got to the part where they just arrested him. Let me tell you how far this guy got. Okay? Like, I'll tell you the gist of it. It starts out a girl, young girl, I want to say she's 16, 16, 17, working. Apparently, Alaska has like just like little coffee trailer huts
Hmm,
around just like
that makes sense.
cities instead of like a big building. And this girl was working kind of late. It was about like 9, 8 o'clock at night. And they normally just kind of close up and head out. Well, she doesn't come home. She's got slightly a rough home life. So when she doesn't come home, it's not like a super red flag.
Okay.
She's kind of like her dad's a little bit rough, she's a little rough, boyfriend's a little rough. But the next day when dad and boyfriend were kind of like, well, she'll show back up for her job if she's mad at us and whatever, but we just want to make sure she's okay. So they kind of hang out at the coffee shop. She never shows back up. So then they're like, okay, we need to call the police. Police are like watching videos and stuff, and it gets like really weird. And police are like, we have to call the FBI, which they don't want to, but they have to because they think this guy crossed state lines, making it a true kidnapping, which is a federal crime. So they call them in. They kind of do your general profile, and they do kind of know a car model, and they do kind of get an APB out. This dude gets caught in Texas.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at. Um,
From
his
Alaska to
From
Texas.
Alaska to Texas, and his story is not adding up. I gotta say, it was something along the lines of, well, he was down there to go to a wedding of his brother's
In
and
Texas?
in Texas. For some reason, he drove through Vegas and spent like a few days there, and then he drove to some other state and then drove down into Texas, and they're just like, "Well, what?" They're like, "Why? What are you even talking about Vegas?" And then they're like, "Well, did you fly into Vegas or did you drive?" And he's like, "I flew." And then they're like, "Is this car registered to you?" "Yep."
So how was your car
"So
in
how is your car
Vegas?
there?" And it's
And does he have the girl?
no.
Okay.
That's
Because I was like,
what
what is she like?
yeah, like but they're tracking him through a bank card where
Mm.
he's like
Oh, right, because this is a more modern one,
This
right?
is like 2012,
Okay.
which I kind of vaguely remember. I was a senior in high school in 2012.
I was
So
pregnant. So I was
we were at very different stages of our life,
yeah.
but so me and the girl are technically the same age.
Oh,
She was a senior in high
yeah.
school. I was a senior in high school.
Ooh, that's weird. Like, I've never
Ooh. But so I'm kind of interested just because the girl is the same age as me, or would have been the same age as
like, in
me,
the same time period.
which is really interesting. And there is a struggle between the FBI and the lead investigator because the lead investigator,
Always.
I feel bad for her because it is a female.
Mm,
And this is her first investigation
mm.
as lead, and she's like, I'm trying to prove myself as to the good old boys. And this guy comes in and he's kind of like, yeah, we got to just take over. And so he's trying not to step on
Like, I
toes.
can't imagine how frustrating that would be.
Yeah.
I know that they're supposed to all work together, and I get it, and I know why they have to come in and take over.
Yeah.
But first of all, as a person that likes to solve my problems, like in everyday job,
Yeah.
like
We're solvers, so we got to
I don't come in like tell me how to fix this. Don't come in
yeah.
and take it from me. Like
We
work side by side and let's do this. Like
Yeah, that's kind of what he's trying to do. He's kind of trying to like make suggestions. Like at one point, one of the other officers were like, "We should just cut the bank card off and just make him come out and ask for more money or something." And he was like, "No, no, 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 no." And then he's like, "I didn't want to say it out loud because I knew it would cause conflict." But he said, "I finally just went, if you cut that bank card off, we will never see this guy again."
yeah, cuz then he'll
He
know
was
that we're
like,
on to him.
he's in different states. He said, we'll never be able to prove where he's at, what he's doing.
Mhm. Cuz he's not going to
Never.
be dumb enough to go get another card.
Yeah, but yeah, it's getting interesting now because now they've caught the guy, and Keys was at a hotel and his car was spotted. And then the Texas Rangers were like, kind of just like eavesdropping, like, whoo. And then, of course, like, it looks very suspicious when when an officer pulls into a parking lot and then all of a sudden you peek out your window and then come running down the stairs and get into your car and take off.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Like you would have
It's a
just
little
been
fishy.
normal if you had just stayed in the hotel, but thankfully he didn't. And then he took off and the guy that was sort of in charge was like, I don't care what you have to do, even if it's the littlest traffic violation, pull him over. So he got pulled over for going 2 over the speed limit. And but now we're getting into the he's arrested and
Hmm,
let's see where all this goes. Because
interesting.
he's a serial killer, and we only know about one at this point.
Oh,
So,
that's crazy. Well, my first book that I want to read is called Love Mom, and I might not be pronouncing I'm terrible with names. Elena Xander. I know the Xander part's right. It is not a true crime, but it is about a best-selling author, a mother, and a murderer. Mackenzie Casper is a brilliant student, but she is best known for her mother, a best-selling author whose dark, twisted thrillers have a dedicated worldwide fan base. When her mother dies in an accident, fans across the world are left grieving, and the investigators are asking, was that really an accident? The day of the memorial service, Mackenzie gets the first mysterious envelope signed from number one fan XOXO. Inside are the pages of her mother's diary that start with the lines, "Want to know a secret? Love, Mom." What, Mackenzie reads, leaves her in shock, but then comes the second letter and the third. Mackenzie starts her own investigation, stumbling upon secrets that her family has lived with for years. Quickly, she realizes that her mother's path to stardom was etched with sinister lies that might have caught up with her. Sometimes fame is worth a murder, or worse. Soon, Mackenzie will come to find out that there are worse things than murder.
what's worse than murder?
I don't know. I don't know, but anytime after someone dies and you get a letter labeled XOXO is just like trauma for me because I read and watched Pretty Little Liars.
Oh, I was like, why? What did you get in the mail? And then I was like, who died?
No,
Yeah, Pretty
no.
Little Liars.
Pretty Little
XOXO. A.
XOXO. No. So, I'm like, and you always kind of wonder, like, these people who write crime thrillers and stuff, like, where do they get the
Where does Stephen King get all of his stuff?
I know.
Like,
I mean, like, they just pull it from this place. It's wild.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Me neither. No, I really honestly have always thought that because I'm like, I don't know how to write a scene where a person kills a person, and also, how do you research that without looking like a psychopath?
Right.
Um,
Type before it. I am an author
yeah. How to publish a book.
with
Indie author.
murder.
Be like Chat GPT. How do you let your FBI agent who watches your
Right.
search history know that you are not crazy? You're just trying to sell books. It's all fictional. And see what it has to say, because maybe it has some good advice. You know,
All of mine are fiction, which is weird. Maybe because I've got this one that's nonfiction and I'm just not vibing with it. So I'm like, let's go back to my fiction.
I will say I'm not normally one to read nonfiction, but when I listen to a nonfiction murder case in audio, I kind of think of it as like listening to a podcast.
Yeah,
Because I do listen
that's
to a
true.
lot of true crime podcasts. So, I mean,
I get that. Yeah.
so it's just like a super long podcast for like 9 to 10 hours.
On a specific
It's
case.
just one case, deep dive. But this one is real, and I'm probably gonna read a lot more of his books. But this one is The Killer Across the Table: Unlocking the Secrets of Serial Killers and Predators with the FBI's Original Mindhunter by John Douglas and Mark Olshaker. Okay, this is the same authors that did the When a Killer Calls that I did a few weeks back.
Mm.
Obviously, it's a real case. 20 years after his famous memoir, the man who literally wrote the book on the FBI criminal profiling opens his case files once again. In this riveting work of true crime, he spotlights four of the most diabolical criminals he's confronted, interviewing, and learned from. Going deep into each man's life and crimes, he outlines the factors that led them to murder and how he used the interrogation skills to expose their means, motives, and true evil. Like the hit Netflix show, The Killer Across the Table
Mm.
is centered around Douglas's unique interrogation and profiling process. With his longtime collaborator, Mark Olshaker, Douglas recounts the chilling encounter of these four killers as he experiences them, revealing for the first time his profile methods in detail. Going step by step through his interviews, Douglas explains how he connects with each killer's crimes to a specific conversation and contrasts these encounters with those of other deadly criminals to show what he has learned from each one. In the process, he returns to those other famous cases, killers, and interviews that have shaped his career, describing how the knowledge he's gained from those exchanges helped prepare him for these. So, pretty much, it's like a deep dive. It's not the one that inspired Mindhunter, but it kind of is at the same. It's kind of like they took the book Mindhunter and then this one and kind of smushed them together. So
Oh.
this one's actually like the process of how they do profiling in itself, which
I bet that's kind of cool.
that has got to be. And I also want to know which murderers he interviewed,
Yes.
because in the show it was a lot. I mean, like it's a lot, but in this book, like which one is he gonna deep dive into? I don't know. So not in the near future, because I do want to kind of change up my stuff. Then I want to get back to my regular reads, but that will eventually.
Yeah.
I may not tell you guys about it because it might end up being a little boring, but I might let you guys know when I read it, but I won't do a whole episode on it.
Right.
So, but what's your next one?
My next one is What She Saw, and it's by Mary Burton. And when I was researching my next three crime, when Steph told me about this one actually popped up, and it's actually one of those first reads on Kindle again. So it's not actually out yet, but it sounds really interesting. So I went ahead and downloaded it. And I think it says the expected release date's November 1st. So it's not too far out, but It is an investigative reporter returns to a scene of a decades-old crime to put her own unsettled past to rest in this chilling suspense novel by New York Times bestselling author Mary Burton. Cold case reporter Sloane Grayson has come to a small mountain town in Virginia to solve a mystery. 30 years ago, her mother was one of 4 women who vanished during a music festival. The event's promoter was eventually convicted of their murders, and Sheriff C.J. Taggart closed the case. But for Sloan, it's still open because the bodies were never found. With Taggart now long dead, Sloan must make do with questioning the victims' families and the few remaining witnesses once again, if they're still willing to dredge up memories of a crime that made their town notorious. As for the incarcerated killer, he has always maintained his innocence. Sloane isn't entirely convinced he's lying. Somewhere nearby, unmarked graves conceal the bones and secrets of the dead. Sloane will do anything to find them and unearth the truth, even if it means playing a dangerous game of cat and mouse with someone determined to stop her.
So she's got to find her own mother's killer.
Yes.
That kind of reminds me of that. Have you ever watched that one? I cannot think of the.
Is it on Netflix?
It's on. I think it's on Netflix. Was it on Netflix? Might have been on Netflix. I know mom watched it, but it was like a girl, like her mom and fiance, the mother's fiance. They went to like Barcelona, and then the mom just like stopped contacting
I
her.
don't think I've
And
seen
then
that one.
so she gets in touch with the police, and the police are like, "We're doing everything we can from our point. We have to work with the police that's in Barcelona." And then it's like all through the viewpoint of like Skype and stuff and cell phones and
I don't think I've seen that.
but it really tells you how much kids know how to do things because like she figured out her future stepdad's passwords.
Yeah. Well, yeah, my kids could really
And then she hired a PI in Barcelona that speaks English and paid him through
How
her.
old was this kid?
She's probably like 16.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, old enough to be home alone, but
Mhm.
she wasn't supposed to be, you know, like she had like a party.
Mm.
And then the best friend was like over there and she was like, "Man, I think your mom's like actually in trouble. You can come stay with us." And she was like, "No, I don't want to go." And then like in the end it turned out to be like the girl's dad. He like had this big elaborate scheme to
Like her real dad?
yeah, like
Oh.
they had fake identities and stuff. So it was pretty dramatic. I kind of liked it, but maybe that's because the bad guy in the end got it. But
Oh, I do like when the bad guy gets it.
when the bad guy gets it, it's kind of fun. But
Mm.
yeah. So my next one is Murderland by Carlin Greenwald. And synopsis is this is uh fiction. So don't go freaking out, not wanting to go to a theme park again. 17-year-old Billy feels like she's on top of the world. She gets to spend her summers with her best friend, sparks are flying with her crush, and she has received a promotion to ride operator for one of the most buzzworthy new attractions at the theme park she works. But the first night on the new job takes a dark turn when her creepy coworker mysteriously dies on her ride when she isn't authorized to be running it. Just keeps getting worse. At first, it seems like he died of a heart attack, but by the time she returns to the body with help, it looks like a broken neck. Had she just imagined him sitting upright a few minutes ago? It's as if someone is trying to pin his death on her. She has one night to figure out who is really responsible before she is blamed. Billy recruits the help of her friends to sneak around the park after hours, searching for the truth. But as the night stretches on and more people wind up dead, Billy realizes she may not make it out of the murder land alive, and her friends may know more than they're letting on. So, you got creepy theme park,
Mm-hmm.
which immediately in my head went to the theme park in Scooby Doo. What
Yeah.
was it? What was it
Uh,
called? Spooky Island.
there it is. I knew it was something really simple.
I kept thinking Zombie Island, and I was like, that is not correct. But it totally, like, when I read it, I went, Spooky Island. Like, I imagined it,
Yeah.
obviously, I didn't remember the name, but I imagined it. I was like, Spooky Island, gotcha. And then when it was like the friends know more than what they're letting on, girl, get new friends.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, mm. I don't know,
That's my judgy.
but get new friends, 'cause I think they're gonna blame you for it.
Well, yeah, like they're gonna just let you.
Bet it's the boyfriend.
It's always the boyfriend.
Sparks fly, you kidding me? No, it's not. You're 17. Get real. No sparks flying when you're 17. Blech. You gonna do yours next?
Yeah, I'm afraid. My next one is The Night of the Crash by Jessica Irene Smith. And I have looked at this one for a long time. It's popped up on my Kindle and I've looked at it and then I went back and then I've looked at it and I've went back and then so I was like, you know what? It keeps popping up. I'm going to put it on my list that I want to read it. And so the synopsis for it is it can all change in a blink of an eye. Steppy Corner, voice of the hit true crime podcast series All the Dark Corners, wakes up in a hospital with no memory of what brought her to Heartsick, the small Colorado town where her estranged family lives. No memory of why she was racing up the mountainside to her parents' house late at night or why she didn't make that bend. All she knows is her mother has been brutally murdered and her brother is the prime suspect. As Steppy begins to piece together events in the run up to the accident, she discovers her brother's connection to another ongoing case, that of a missing girl last seen with him on Halloween. Steppy knows better than anyone that the truth often hides in the darkest of corners. But as she races to untangle the web of secrets and lies, will it ultimately prove too close to home? Yeah. Sounds like you don't need to trust your brother. Or is someone setting him up for all this?
Well, tried setting me up one year, and then it was like, oh man, that didn't work. Let me try
Yeah,
again. Who really hates you that bad that
I
they gotta
don't
set you up
know.
twice?
That's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
I really want to know more about this brother.
That kind of gives me good girl uh
Yeah,
vibes.
yeah,
Like even Steppy,
yeah.
because what was her name?
Mm,
Kip?
Kip.
Kip.
Is it right?
Kit? Pip. It's Pip.
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 Yes, it's Pip.
But that gives me total. You got Skippy and Pip. They should write a book together. The Skippy and Pip Murder Files. It'd be like a kid's book.
Oh, Murder Files.
Oh, I'm sorry. That too much?
As a.
Not that kind of kid's book. It'd be like Goosebumps.
Oh, okay.
Which, by the way, did you know how many Goosebumps books there are?
No.
There's a ton of them. I can't remember
My
why.
kids have never gotten into them, and I don't know what it is. Must be like a nostalgia thing for me because I loved them.
Oh, well, that'd be true. Because I remember you loved the Babysitter Club, and I just couldn't.
That's like the Boxcar Children. Mom raved about them. And like I've read them, but it was just like,
I couldn't do
eh,
it.
eh.
What was it that I really wanted to read and they wouldn't allow me?
Now I did love Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, you did read.
Mom went crazy over that one and talked about that one, and I read it and I did love it. But then I had little boys. They're not Little House on the Prairie is not really little boy style.
There was some type of, I think it was a Saddle Girl Club. Something like that. Something along that line.
Yeah.
I wanted to read it so bad. And because they were at the school library, I wasn't allowed to check outside of my reading level. So I never got to read it. I should sit down and read them.
You should
Just read them all.
heal that part of your inner
I
child.
mean, I did with Harry Potter.
Also, now we just talk about, okay, like I understand the reading levels, but at the same time,
What's the point?
like maybe they're allowed to check out too, right?
Yeah.
Maybe make one of them in their reading level and one of them what they want.
Yeah.
Because, like, unless it's a maturity thing, which those I get.
Yeah.
Like the teen stuff I get that. But, like, how are they ever gonna grow if they're not seeing those words?
I literally just took a test on it. It's called frustration level. You're supposed to go to a frustration level.
Like,
Did you know your children are supposed to be frustrated when they learn?
I did not know that, but
Yeah.
they are always frustrated, so maybe that's why they're little sponges, because they're always just so aggravated.
But yeah, they're supposed to be frustrated to like go up
Oh, that kinda makes sense, though.
like at their level.
Because if you're not
Pushing
if
yourself.
you're understanding it,
Yeah.
like, wholly, I mean,
You're not
you
building
already know it.
on your
You're
critical
not
thinking.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Also, I can do the same. It doesn't build you or anything, but Silas was Silas and Raylan both had incredibly high reading levels from a very young age.
yeah, they did.
They're like, I'm talking like 4th grade, they had 8th grade reading levels. I don't know what it was.
Just reading, not comprehending.
Yeah. So, like, all those Diary of a Wimpy Kids, Captain Underpants,
Yeah.
all that stuff was out of their reading level, and
Yeah, they wouldn't let them read
they
them.
wouldn't let them read it. And it's like, but that's what they enjoy.
Yeah.
So still to this day, when like a new Captain Underpants comes out, me and Andy have fights about it all the time because he's like, those are way too easy for them. And I'm like, yeah, but they enjoy it.
They enjoy it.
They read it.
I
Yes,
mean,
does he read it within like 2 hours? Sure, but he enjoys it.
it's not hurting anyone. It's not like it's inappropriate.
No.
I mean, technically, we read below our levels all the time.
Yeah, I love a good young adult.
Yeah.
I am never out of a young adult, really.
No.
Hardly ever do you find me out of a young adult.
The only time when it
Level.
gets like really bad is when there was one book I was reading and they were like, "Oh, this is young adult," and I was reading it and it was like, "Sally ran up the hill," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Now,
So
yeah.
the verbiage is very
Well, that's like The Witch of Blackbird Pond.
yeah.
I felt like that was like I feel like the labeling of young adult has almost changed. I don't know if that's true.
I feel like there needs to be like a stop calling 9-year-olds young adults.
Yeah, like because Blackbird Pond was you could tell it was very much like elementary, like
Adolescents.
yeah, even the way it was written. Like I just felt like I was doing homework.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I was at school doing homework. But
And that's why it took her so long.
and that's why it took me so long.
Because she didn't do homework.
And there was no witch!
She's a little bitter about that book if you can't
It
tell.
was like
She brings it up often.
all the time.
All the time. She really does bring it up often.
I do. I talk about this non-existent witch, that poor lady and her yellow bread, but
Yeah.
cake. Anyway, sorry. I've not talked about it in a while, so I had to bring it back.
Happy Halloween.
That, yes.
Don't read it for Halloween.
Don't read it for Halloween. She's not a witch. But plot twist. There is no witch of Blackbird Pond.
She's crashing out. We
I'm
gotta stop.
sorry. Yeah, I know. Sorry. Anyways, reel it back in. But yeah, that was very elementary-ish.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess that's not young adult. But, I don't know. I wondered, is that one labeled young adult? Okay, so yeah. There needs to be like a...
And now someone has said they're trying
Something.
to make a new. I said just relay. I said on the front of books, like so. In like this page, maybe not the acknowledgments, like you've got the printer's stamp. Just put somewhere age range.
Yeah.
Suggested
I mean,
age
okay,
range.
so we do it on...
Movies.
We do it on movies and video
games.
And, okay, don't get me started on the video games either. There's some of those I feel like could be labeled a little differently as well. Like, I feel like
We need a whole new
I feel
rating.
like we jump from general to 13
Yeah.
to bam
Full blown
on
adult.
everything. Like our books, our movie, our video games, and then as a parent, because I do use the
ratings.
the rating system on especially video games and movies. So when they get set up on stuff, I lock it down to certain ratings. But then there's like games that I see absolutely nothing wrong with that are above those. But then if I allow them to have it, then they've got the
All the other ones.
blood and gore and sex. So it's just, I don't know.
See, that's what
The witch in the blackbird pond.
see, that's what I tell people a lot of times whenever they get to talking about, you don't need to censor books, and I'm like, okay,
It's
putting a suggested
yes.
rating on a book is not
That's not
censoring.
censoring. That's letting you know what you're going into.
That's letting you know, like, if you were to label this R because of murder,
Yeah.
rape, kidnapping,
I mean, yeah, that one should be labeled. That should
labeled
not be
R
in the hands of children.
of a 9-year-old.
They
A 9-year-old
they
shouldn't know
shouldn't
that.
be knowing what this sick man did.
No.
I mean,
I've had your son, your own very oldest son, because he sees the dragons on all these
mm,
books, and he's like, "Can I read that?" And I'm like, "No." And
no.
he's like, "Why?" And I went, "It's not age appropriate for you."
Yes, censorship I am anti. Making sure that you are reading appropriate things for your age, your maturity level, to me is not censorship.
No.
That is being responsible
Yes.
parent, librarian,
And I know a
teacher.
lot of people are gonna come on here and go, "Well, when I was 10, I read Wattpad," or whatever it was called. There was an app when I was, like, younger.
It's like, I don't even
Yeah, you're
Okay,
older,
I was
so
in between it.
when I was younger, there was app where people could go on there and make pretty much pornographic
Oh,
stories. Sometimes they had pictures, sometimes they didn't.
that sounds terrible.
And they're like, "Oh, I was reading that when I was like 8." And I'm like, "Good for you.
That's not a good thing,
How is
honey.
your sex life? It's really
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
Good for
Or
you."
yeah, you've went through like a million people trying to find this fantasy stuff that
Yeah.
doesn't exist because you at that young age got it in your mind that that's the way this is supposed to be
Yeah.
when that's not life. That's not real. That's why we read it.
Yeah.
Like you're not or no.
As I told one guy that I was dating when he mentioned, I went, "Oh, I just read that. I don't actually do that.
No, I don't want to do
I
any
don't
of
do
that.
that. I said, I literally don't even read it for that part. I read it for the story."
No, thank
And
you.
I said, and I know everybody goes, "She's one of those. I read it for the plot." I actually do. I mean, is it in there? Yeah. Is it in your TV shows?
Does it spice up the plot?
Yeah.
Yes. But I
I'm
don't.
not gonna let a 9-year-old read it.
No, no.
Do better. Anyway, how did we even get started on
I
that?
don't know, but
Almost started a TV show on Netflix today.
I've started a new one.
Scared the shit out of me. I turned it off.
What is it?
So I thought it got brought up. You know how Netflix, by the way, if Netflix would like to sponsor us in
We
any,
do talk about y'all a lot.
we talk about y'all all the
And it's
time.
all very good.
Like,
I'm just saying.
the only time it wasn't good is when it was Monster, but that's only because
Oh,
I
yeah.
said you need to stop sexualizing people. Anyway, well, it was called Nightmare and Daydream.
I've not seen that.
And I thought, okay, well, it popped up because you've never seen Alice in Borderlands.
Right.
So it was one of those, it was like, hey, this is also a
Mm.
Korean Asian film. You might like this too. And I thought, okay, yeah. It was also included in the Halloween time. And it kind of gave that vibes. We're always talking about our dreams.
Mm.
No, I got like, I finished the first episode and it really freaked me out. I was like, oh, nope.
Oh,
I
God.
was okay until
If it freaked you out, I'm not going
where
to be.
the weird
Nope.
creature opened up its wings and its weird tail that was coming out of some part of his lower body come
Was it
out.
really a tail?
I don't really know at this point
It was a
because there was also another thing that like latched onto its other bat, fleshy bat thing. And so it all started like this guy was looking to put his mom in a nursing home because she's starting to get
like dementia?
like I assume like dementia. Um, and there was an incident with his kid where she like took the child and like walked out of the house and she put
Oh.
him down and left him there
Oh.
on accident. Like you feel really bad for it. But like
Yeah.
at one point I seriously thought this kid was gonna fall off of a building. I mean, it was terrifying. I was sitting there going,
So it's a young kid too.
I mean, like baby.
Oh no.
So
Oh grandma.
And so I was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can watch this." And then he does put her in the nursing home because his wife was like, "I can watch her and the baby and work, and you can work, and it's
I mean,
fine."
I get it,
And then
but
that happens, and then she's kinda like, "I feel so bad." But he goes and puts her in a nursing home, and this nursing home is almost too perfect.
oh
Like, creepy, like, uncanny valley creepy.
yeah.
And he goes in one night and he's like, "Just kidding, I want my mom back." And they're like, "You can't see your mom." Then he's like, "What do you mean?"
Excuse
And they're
me?
like, she's in here now because they let her stay there for free. They worked out a deal, which was really weird.
No, that's when you should have ran right there, bro.
That's what one guy told him. He went, "Are you letting your mom stay here?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he went, "Don't ever, no, you should take your mom and run away." And
No.
then he witnesses later that night that man and that man's mother, like those creature things hanging on the wall, siphoned out the age out of the son's body and put it into the mama. It was really effing weird. And then the guy, when it started doing like the first person point of view,
What?
when the guy's trying to escape from like the cult people and he's like trying to run. And then there's this creature like in the corner, like growling. I went, okay, we're good. Click. It's like me and mom talked about. I don't do well with scary movies where things jump out and scare the pee out of me. I do psychological thrillers. Okay?
Yeah,
The
I do.
others, favorite.
Yes.
I know it's not really supposed to be like a Halloween movie. Zodiac, like I talked about last week. Love that movie. It's one movie I really, really like.
Much like any M. Night Shyamalan.
What?
The others and Signs and
Gotcha.
The
Oh, I
Village.
didn't know that was a person's name.
M. Night Shyamalan is his name.
I've never known that was
You
his name.
thought I was just over here.
I thought you were just
M. Night
saying
Shyamalan. I might be saying Shyamalan wrong,
maybe.
but I don't know. It looks like it.
Oh, The Signs? Or no.
Yes, I said that.
Uh, what's the I See Dead People?
What is the Sixth Sense?
That's it. I was like, oh my gosh, I could see.
The Village is one of my favorites. That one's wild.
Hold on right
Also,
now.
I get them all confused. Is it The Haunting of Hill
Yes, all of
House?
those movies. So it's The Haunting of Hill
Some of them
House,
I like and some of them I don't. Some of them are not good.
The Bly Manor,
That one I like.
The Fall of the House of Usher.
That one I like. And then they lose me.
That's when they get into the gory stuff, which
Yeah. There
was
was that one about the preacher
that
or the
was Midnight
priest.
Mass.
That one was okay. I just didn't think it was as good as their other ones.
I've liked that one. I just thought that one was like gorier than the others.
And then what is it, the Midnight Club?
The Midnight Club is the one that lost me
I did
because
not. I didn't even finish that one.
I finished it.
Did they do one this year?
No,
It's a bummer.
I think it was because of writer's strike.
Oh, they did go
Because
through.
wasn't that last year?
I think I don't know. I
They
lose
released
track.
the Usher one
Yes.
last year.
Usher was last year? Why do I feel like that was so much longer? Yeah, that's right, because I had to sneak it.
Yeah,
Because my kids. I'm not watching anything spooky. I started the show The Diplomat on Netflix.
that sounds awful.
It sounds like it would be awful, but like,
Is this something like Suits?
no.
I hate that
It's
show.
more along the lines of like Scandal.
Oh, I didn't like that either.
Oh, well then you wouldn't like this. She's a US ambassador in London, and it just kind of shows
Crap.
all the crap they're back there doing
You
behind
know what
the
was my favorite lawyer show?
what?
Better Call Saul.
I have not watched that one.
So, okay, don't come for me. I liked it better than Breaking Bad.
I can't weigh in
Okay,
because I've not watched it. I loved Breaking Bad though.
but it's only because I cannot stand to watch a TV show where I mean, I understand the whole concept of Breaking Bad. It's literally they're drug dealers. They make drugs. But I can't stand to watch a person use drugs just over and over and over again.
Mm.
Like it just makes me so frustrated because I just sit there and go, get sober.
Do not watch Nurse Jackie.
I know, I've already, like, I
Oh,
can't do it.
that woman just made me mad.
Yeah, I can't, but Better Call Saul really makes you understand. I'm very upset that when the guy that plays his brother in real life died
Mm,
and they had to rewrite the rest of everything else, but it still had an amazing ending. But I like the way it, like, goes back and forth between where he ended up after Breaking Bad
yeah.
and shows you where he was before Breaking Bad, before he was even a lawyer, and how he got to
Oh.
be Better Call Saul because his name's not even Saul, it's Jimmy. His name is Jimmy. His name is
Oh.
Jimmy McGill,
Did
and
not know that.
his brother was a big time lawyer named James McGill, and he owned his own firm.
Oh.
And yeah, it was a big hoo-ha. And Jimmy went and got his pass the bar online. And that really PO'd his brother off because he was like, I went to school. I've always wanted to do this. You went to an online school. Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe I'm Jimmy. Am I Jimmy?
You're not Jimmy.
I went to an online school.
Everybody does now.
I know, but not for a lawyer. But anyway, but yeah, that's my favorite lawyer.
I like it.
I don't know. It just fits Stephanie's personality.
I liked Suits too, and Scandal, and Olivia Pope. What was that one?
How to Get Away with Murder.
How to Get Away with
See,
Murder.
I did like that one.
I mean, they kind of went off the rails, but
That's because they had to end it.
I feel like they always go off the rails at the end.
Well, that is today's episode. Like I said, I might hopefully get to do a Halloween episode. Just keep an eye open on all of our pages and stuff. And I will start posting again because I'm so sorry. Like I said, I'm not good at posting stuff.
I never know what to post. I even have time now, and I don't even know what to say.
Just book stuff. But yeah, I might post an episode, Halloween episode of the Halloween book I'm reading right now. It's kind of funny and Halloweenish, and also would be Stephanie very much. Let's just say a lady bought a house and kind of just came to terms with the fact that it's haunted, and
Oh,
every September
that would be you.
the ghosts come out, and yeah, she's got to figure out kind of how to exist in this house. But we hope you have a fabulous Tuesday and an amazing week and a happy Halloween. And we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.